Welcome back, you guys. This is your girl, Wiki Raider 22, coming back with a little update and a couple of questions to get you to thinking about the progress you've been making so far on your account. We are all free to play over here for this particular account. And of course, questions will always kind of abound and bounce back and forth. But before I do anything else, I have to say it. If you have not joined the clan, go ahead and push and make that decision. Type in 22WK. Come and join the fun, guys. We're still trying to get to 10 members to help us out so we can participate in the next clan versus clan event. It's been so hard to find an active clan that is really pushing forward. So I would love to have you guys join the fun. So don't hesitate if you have not already. 22WK. So we've gotten that out the way, right? Here's what I've been thinking about. I have been looking at challenges. This is something that I've tried to remain extremely intentional about, to be honest. And what I've been doing is as I go along the way and I acquire new champions, many of these challenges, guys, you're going to notice they are not extremely hard to get. The problem is you start acquiring champions, you start working on other things, and you no longer really think about them. And the one I want to finish up today is upgrade a champion to level 50. I think this is pretty doable. Of course, it's going to give you the description. The 50K for silver is a good way to kind of replenish some of the silver you're going to use to complete this. But more importantly, when you finish, look up here. We did a video previously. I just did a video on booking champions, being able to acquire books. I've heard some really good options that people have been throwing out at Plarium, being able to earn even pages from books or making them farmable beyond just events. You know, we have Heroes Path that's taking place right now, but being able to have a consistent way to acquire books, you know, beyond the bazaar is going to be one of those things. I would love to see an update. But I have been working on my girl, Soul Bond Boyer. I, of course, already have a couple of champions at level 40. I know I want to take these to 5 and then 6-star champions, but I'm kind of looking at her right now, thinking of champions that I'm not opposed to using to sacrifice just because of where I am currently in the game. She's already at level 29. And so I'm going to come in. I'm actually going to do this the lazy way, to be honest, because I do have a brew. If you haven't done the promo code, definitely go back and take a look at that video. There is a new promo code for the month of September. I believe it's Brew Magic, but double check that video so that you're able to get your 15 brews of each type. It's not going to be the biggest promo code, but it's definitely helpful. All right. Whew, look at that. Now, Magic Brew wise, and I was already at level 29. So just to get her, if I only did that one brew, it's 18,000. And I'm only trying to go to level 30. Oh, I'm sorry, 40. Now, if I max out the champion, boom, look at that. That's 15 brews. And I'm not sure if it kind of hurts my spirit. It's not really worth that many brews to get her done. But I haven't been running a ton of campaigns on this particular account either. I do have several of my lower food champions I could definitely toss into the mix because I just have so many of them. Or I could run her on a couple of battles and just kind of see if it's worth it or not. The other thing I guess I want to check is, do I have champions I'm willing to sacrifice if I go ahead and upgrade her now? And in this 4-star category, I could let go of War Maiden. To be honest, Arcanist is another one. This one, I pulled her for some reason so many times the last couple of shard pulls. I continue to pull Temptress, and I don't know why. If anybody's ever worked with this champion, I would love to hear your thoughts on her. But after reading her kit, I wasn't very motivated to, kind of jump up and down and, oh, let's get this started. So she wasn't exactly on my favorite list. I mean, I guess it's probably the best way to put it. I know every champion definitely has an area where, they excel, but for me, but we're going to be lazy today. I think I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet. I don't have a lot of champions, probably beyond Armager and High Katoon, that really fall under this particular affinity that I'm focusing on. You guys may remember in the other video, we pull Gorlas Helmaw. So I've been working on him as well. Just kind of running him through a couple of areas of campaign. I do want to try him in a dungeon or two, but just really haven't had time to start focusing on him. Um, as far as brews, though, I use them to upgrade champions, usually not my higher ones. I will normally run these guys on food, but here lately I've been taking my multi battles and really focusing in the areas of dungeons. So I've been running Minotaur's Labyrinth, for example. I always run that kind of first, at least half of my multi battles each and every day go to that area because it's where I'm going to get the biggest bang for my buck. Now, what I'm going to do in an effort to go ahead and speed up our little time, we're just going to max her out using brews. So they use about 15 brews. And brews aren't necessarily hard to come by. Now, we were talking about the hero's path also in the previous video. Even with using 15 brews, you required 77 points. Not a lot, but it can definitely be worth it. Now, I'm going to do some sacrificing here. And I know I'm about to make some people cringe because I have some artifacts on some of these champions. And a lot of champions, if they have artifacts on them, it's probably because I use them in faction wars. So I only just put some temporary items on them, but they're not champions that I intended to keep. I know there are a lot of War Maiden lovers. I like War Maiden. I've acquired her a couple of times. I'm pretty loose when it comes to campaign farmable champions. I'm going to go ahead and use Mother Superior as another example. I really like this champion. I have 5-starred her. I'm going to actually 6-star. I'm sorry, Sister Militant. There we go. I'm actually going to 6-star her because Sister Militant hits. Okay, baby girl can have some smack in certain areas. She's not hard to fully max out, fully book out at all. And so it can definitely be worth it. I've used Arcanist on another account. I run with her pretty well. She does some things well. If you pull her early enough in your game, as a rare, she can give you a little, how do you word it? A little support if you're going through, Doom Tower perhaps, but she's not a account changing champion at all. Temptress and her kind of fall into the same category. If you hold on to her long enough, you will pull dupes of her on a pretty regular basis. And so we're going to sacrifice, we're going to make that moment happen. And my girl has now been ascended to level 5, which is kind of nice. They're always trying to pull you in to use books, but you guys know books are extremely hard to come by. But she has now joined the 5-star crew, and that's kind of how it goes. I know that 5-star level is where a lot of us get caught up. We kind of get jam packed in and we're looking at it. And so I would love to be able to kind of see that. Now, I 5-starred her up. I want to go back and kind of look at my challenge and see what do I either need to do with her or what do I need to do with another champion that falls into the category. And we're looking at champion challenge 4.3. So leveling a champion up greatly increases their base stats, raising their strength and usefulness. And this is always something they're going to push throughout the entire game. Champions can earn XP through campaign, dungeon, and arena battles and passively over time in the sparring pit. You can also upgrade champions level by sacrificing other champions at the tavern. When sacrificing, the amount of XP the recipient champion gets depends on the level and rank of the champion. And so upgrade a champion to level 50 is kind of what we're trying to do. And so from here, I can either go in with Fleisha because she's kind of close, or I can grab my girl Soulbound Boyer, which I probably will grab her and Fleisha and put both of them on a campaign farming team and allow them to kind of farm through a couple of dungeons until I'm able to max them out at level 50. Guys, if you aren't keeping up with your challenges, I would highly recommend that you go back and you get these done. They're not bad at all. But what your challenges will do is stack up. At the end of everything that is involved with Raid Shadow Legends, there is always going to be a reward that is only accessible if you complete certain things. And this is one of those areas. They will sometimes go in and attach not only rewards to this, you will have other champions that are only acquired through this. So I know I want to finish challenge 4.3. I'm going to run those champions all together on a campaign farmable team, just kind of getting everybody through and working. And that's going to be the focus. Once I finish that challenge, those level fives, chapter fives are going to pop up. I'm going to go through those and see which ones are easily attainable. When you are going in between tournaments and events, what are you guys thinking? Are you focusing on the quest? Are you looking at missions? Where actually does your focus lie? Because here's another one that a lot of us do not think of. And I am really guilty of this because you see that these keep going and going. Now, here's one area I have not been extremely active in. And I've only done 4 out of 469. You guys see this. I've been much more active and vigilant on challenges. But some of these rewards can most certainly be worth it. For example, a lot of people only do missions because this is a 100% guaranteed way to obtain Arbiter. Arbiter can be, if you're able to acquire her, oh, I can't imagine pulling her or getting her early game. I think that would be amazing. Like there are some champions I pulled when I was only level 25 or 30 that absolutely blew my mind. And she's one of those champions I think would definitely have that impact. And if you look at it, you're 60, in like you've got to get these done. You've got to get these done. And the rewards that are associated with them, some of these we've already finished. The rewards on some of these are really, really good. And so you're going through, and as you're playing the game, you just want to be really, really intentional. Am I able to get this? Have I unlocked this? And that's where we are. So if you look here on the artifact mission, equip a support type champion with 4 life artifacts. That's not going to be hard. I can go in, drop that on a champion, use them for a little bit, and then drop them off. Here's the other reason. It's always nice to have access to a sacred shard. Would love 2 legendary skill tomes, but Prince Blood. I mean, his head looks kind of funny. I don't know. Somebody put a dragon. Yeah, I'm feeling it, but not feeling it. It's not necessarily my favorite aesthetic. I see where they were going with it. Yeah, you know. But the stun, the kits, the decreased defense, I refuse to even get myself to even look at the skill kit because I know what it takes in order to acquire this kind of champion. And when I say not close, not close. So this is another area, missions and challenges. If you found that you are getting stuck in certain areas, if you found that arena is no longer kind of touching you, clan boss is, still on the refresh and you're waiting, come to challenges and missions. So I'm going to work through those, guys. I know that you're working on something. Where are you in the game? Where's your focus? Are you waiting for just the events and tournaments to end to see what's going to come next? Or are you actively working toward another area or another specific goal in the game? I would love to hear where you guys are. Of course, one more mention, if you have not joined a clan, don't hesitate to join us. We're trying to get to 10 members. Type in 22WK. I won't make this one any longer. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.